Hey, J.C Agajanian here, broker associate with eXp, top grossing agent with the Whissel Realty Group, summarizing for you the mastermind that the Fast Forward Network put together for us each week. Let's get straight into it.
What's happening? J.C Agajanian here with the Whissel Realty Group, bringing to you the summary of the Fast Forward Movement's Monday morning mastermind that we do every week. And today we've got a couple great topics that we joined in and spoke together about. First one was a question from someone who was curious about farming with social media. And the next one was surrounding growing your personal sphere of influence relationships into business relationships without being tacky. Good stuff we got into, so let's dive straight into it. First of all, farming with social. Basically, the idea was to build a Facebook group in particular within a certain neighborhood or area that you are focusing on. We also talked a little bit about retargeting to a specific audience as well. So let's get into it. We had lots of good feedback from various contributors in the mastermind on this topic. First of all, one of them was to go ahead and pick an area that you already actually know well. You know well, and you know a lot about it, so that you truly are that neighborhood resource. You're not just picking an area that you'd like to work in and that you're not familiar with, and that you want to start farming. This isn't really the right application for that. So pick an area to create your group in that you have intimate knowledge of. Either you live there, you have lived there, you've worked there a lot and sold a lot of property there. Something about this area is going to benefit from your expertise, basically, and that's why the group is there. Okay, and then on top of that, go live often. Choose local spots, coffee shops, restaurants, salons, whatever it be, and go live from that place. When you're living your life, doing whatever you're doing, post to the group with a live video in that location, and it's going to help your page rank, and it's going to benefit the group members that sign on and join. Check cross-reference with other niches, with other groups in that specific area that might have a specific niche, is what I meant to say. And so what I mean by that is, for an example, maybe you're in an area and you've got your group and there's some specific thing for new moms, right? Well, you can go join that group or just, go visit it and look for keywords like moving or boxes or realtor or something like that, and go and jump into the DMs or the comment section and just say like, hey, this group here has some great resources on that topic, and drive them over to yours, and just really try and use that as a way to invite people to your group. This is a practice that was recommended daily. So this is not something you quickly and easily throw together and then hope does well. See ya. No, you got to work this like anything else, right? And so that was one recommendation, was to really cross-reference other groups that are maybe a little more niche, but they're still specifically focused on the same area that you're working on. Okay. Other ideas were to, within your group, offer local events, activities, things that are taking place, go live, like we said before, maybe on more realtor-related content on your own group as opposed to something in one of these other niche groups that you're visiting. Provide content that's helpful and informative to people living in the area that you're focusing on. If you've already got like a real popular neighborhood group, or you don't want to start from scratch, you could take the route of becoming one of the largest contributors in one of these groups that already exists, right? So just because you're not the admin doesn't mean you can't be the biggest presence in a group. You can kind of make it yours, even though you didn't start it. You can go live in that group. You can contribute all the time. You can answer questions that are being asked. You can really become the figurehead of a Facebook group that you didn't create just by paying attention to it and being involved in it. Now, on the other hand, if you are running your own group, whether you started a long time ago or if it's something new, be careful when adding new members. People are going to want to ask to be added on a regular basis. And the issue is we have robots that are an issue. Like, just it's a real live and present issue in social media today. So, asking certain questions that are required to be part of the group, things like that. You also want to be on the lookout for someone who may be, creating drama or sharing bad news on a regular basis. I mean, just we're going to keep it positive. We're going to keep it good, and we're going to be sharing good news, not bad news. We're going to be, blocking out people that are creating drama all the time. So, as a moderator or administrator of a group, you got to be aware of that stuff as well. Of course, I've got to share with you the, I don't know, the A game. I suppose the pinnacle of this plan is what Kyle really did for himself, and the reason he's won awards in the video space, in the real estate industry for years now. And I'll try and break it down as succinctly as possible as I can for you. So basically, he creates a page, not a group, right? New Facebook page. And he creates lots of content for that to drive people to it, right? And so what he's done is focused on food. He started on food. He's interviewing restaurateurs. He's highlighting their food and providing them free publicity as he does it. He also provides something that's kind of like a diners, drive-ins, and dives feel, where he's getting in there, asking people what they think about the food, reviewing it himself. And that's his content. Now, he did that a ton, and it took years, and he really grew this page to be quite popular. He's got thousands of people on it. He's got content, and he's got engagement. Now, off of that page, he launches an actual group. Now, and that's kind of like on the back of the page comes the group. Now, the reason he does that is because, well, in the real estate world, we're especially in California, but I believe it's nationwide, we're extremely limited with who can we advertise to and how. Well, we are not limited if we upload a custom audience, however. So if we've got one page over here talking about food, nothing real estate related at all, but we do have it focused pretty tightly on where we'd like to work, well, now we are able to take people from any one of these posts that we create that have watched it for any period of time that we say. So it could be 30. This person saw 3 seconds of this video on my page. I believe it can be on any other page too. We got to figure that out. But you can say everybody who saw this much of this video, pull it out and create a new audience. Now, the partner page over here that does real estate can actually borrow from this food page here and use that audience. And now we can actually serve ads to a more targeted area than we would otherwise, because it's a custom audience. This is kind of big picture stuff, and there's a lot of moving parts. And there's some great tools that he mentioned that he uses, one of them being group funnels, which pulls all the data from members in a group and puts them into a spreadsheet. He also mentioned one he uses called Whitley that helps with really high-level brand retargeting as well, and just kind of following people around the internet and showing the ads up as well. So this is a really high-level plan involving lots of time and effort and money, of course, for video production and everything. And it's quite a project, but it has worked out well for him, and he's really been able to focus directly on the areas he wants to market without broadcasting those same ads to everyone in San Diego County, which is essentially what the real estate world is telling Facebook they need to limit real estate advertisers to. So that pretty much wraps up the first topic. So we're going to switch gears to growing your personal sphere of influence relationships into business relationships, and talk about, this is a great idea, not just for people who may have already been in the business for a while and want to really focus in on their sphere, but frankly, it's a great thing for new people, because that's one of the first things that you're going to do is like, who already knows me, who already likes me, who already trusts me, who am I going to reach out to try and move past the suspicion and doubt of maybe an internet lead or an open house lead or someone who doesn't know me. Let's at least start on the same playing field where someone knows that I'm not a schemer or a scammer trying to take advantage of somebody, but I really am genuinely trying to help people out. So that's where the whole sphere thing comes from. Now, when you are making calls to people you already know, maybe you've got a whole list. We actually had one member of the group who actually downloaded an app that will scrub everything from your personal uh, list in your phone and put it out to a sheet that you can then upload into your CRM. I thought it was a great idea. Of course, something like that exists. And then now the work is to go in and categorize and figure out how he's going to talk to people and when and all that stuff. But this is a great jumpstart for people who are newer in the business. But one of the things that was mentioned is to be real upfront about your calls. We can't, call somebody up, chit chat, shoot the breeze, get caught up for the next 15 minutes, and then be like, oh, by the way, I'm a realtor now. Like, let's be upfront, let's be professional. Call them up and be like, hey, it's been a long time. I'm glad to chat with you. I'm actually calling about business today. Love to chat with you personally a little bit later, but I just wanted to share with you what I'm up to, where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. And you should have some sort of script to take that phone call from where it was through that brief transition that alerts them this is a business call, not a personal call. And then after you've caught up, you've told them what's going on. Hey, how's the family? What's going on? So it's just an good communication is all it is. And you're not kind of doing any sort of bait and switch with somebody who you already know, whether they're your best bud or someone that you don't talk to all that often. You want to be upfront with them. Hey, I'm trying to build my business, using personal networking. I'd love it if you keep me in mind. If anybody you knows, mentions moving or selling or buying or anything like that. Just basic stuff like that, right? Another idea for building that personal sphere brand, business relationships into business relationships is to have something that you can invite them to. So maybe you're chatting with somebody and you don't even have, this is like maybe a newer relationship, for example, and you want to invite them to go do something. And it's kind of weird to ask for a phone number, especially if it's going to be one-on-one. They may be hesitant. They just met you, or they don't know you as well as someone that they would regularly hang out with. Have stuff that you do on a regular basis in a group setting. And someone who brought this topic up was saying, listen, I rock climb on a weekly basis. I have a group that we go rock climb with. Or he does beach cleanups, I think, on a monthly basis or something like that. Have something that you do with other people that you're inviting them to join in on. And that way it's easier to get names, phone numbers, and or emails if you're doing that. And it's easier to get them into your network and now really tighten up that sphere of influence that you're with, especially if it's someone that is a little bit on the peripheral and not so close with you, right? So let's see here. Another topic came up, which is the idea of getting reviews. And this is now kind of clearly it's on the other end of the transaction, but it will help for the sphere of influence business because there's social proof that people are happy with what you did. So above and beyond asking people to write something on Zillow or on Realtor.com or on Google My Business for you, or on a business page in Facebook for you, talking about a great review. The idea of asking them, the client, to use their own phone to tell their story and be prompted specifically to which problems you solved for them throughout the transaction and how it worked out well. And then to post it themselves on their account and tag it for you. I thought this was pretty powerful because I haven't heard anybody else using this strategy, and it just makes sense. This is like by definition so much more organic. The only thing that's not organic is you ask them to do it. But as far as all social media is concerned, this is straight organic content that someone did talking about you. They tag you in it, and it's a lot more powerful that way. If they got time, they're cool. Maybe you do a second cut and do it on your phone so that you can take it and share it, or maybe you have some back-end tools where you can rip things off the internet and repurpose them. But in any case, reviewing videos from a first-person scenario, telling a story about problems and obstacles that you were able to navigate them through is a huge one right there. Another idea was book clubs. One person mentioned that she started a book club and she makes new friends, she makes new clients, and she hangs out and she likes the books. And she also recommended a book called Ninja Selling, which is supposed to be a great topic, or a great book on this topic that I have not read yet, so I can't speak to it. So one of the things that we also do in our company that is a really it's almost a tool just for this purpose, really, is the Friends and family or client appreciation events. We typically don't call them client appreciation events facing the public because, well, we are often going to invite friends and family that are not clients to the event. And if people are past clients that we've worked with, we don't want to think of them. We don't want them being thought of as clients only. We want them to be part of the family as well. So we've got a friends and family event. But here's the thing. Whatever it is that you're doing, we've rented out entire movie theaters, we've done barbecues in the park, we've done Christmas events with Santa, we've done, Easter egg hunts, we've done all kinds of things in the past. We're doing pumpkin patch type vibe of a outdoor thing we're doing here as we move into fall now. Whatever the thing is that you're doing is not the thing. The thing is making the phone calls to invite the people to the thing. That's the reason for this. That's what it's all about, which is exactly what this topic is about in this mastermind question this morning, which is building your personal sphere of influence relationships into business ones. And there's not a better way to do it than calling them up, inviting them to something that's free, with no strings attached, no requests from them. Just come out here, shoot the breeze, get caught up with them on what's happening in life. If they come, great. There's even more opportunity to talk with them and get acquainted. If they don't, well, that's someone you may not have called for the last 3, 6, 9 months or longer. And now you're staying in relationship with them by just simply inviting them to do something that's free. It's not an intimidating call. You're offering something for free. You're not asking for something at all. These events, appreciation events, are key to help drive your sphere of influence business and to maintain relationships with people you've worked with in the past. So you've got to do it. We've got a whole strategy in our office. We send really nice invitations that look like a card that you might, maybe not quite as nice as a wedding invitation, but similar level. We send out emails. We send out text messages. Of course, like I said, the phone calls are key. And you just make sure that you can get in touch with every single person you can and invite them to a good time. And who doesn't want to be invited to a good time? Even if they can't come, they're glad to be included. And it's a warm and fuzzy all the way around. Couple last minute notes before we go. You can create lists in Facebook. So if you've got people that you want to check in on more often, who maybe the algorithm doesn't put in your feed on a regular basis, create a list. You can just run through that list, maybe weekly or monthly or however often you see, and you can see if there's people. You could call it a past client list. You call it, whatever, friends and family list. And go through there and actually, participate, make comments. And if you see interesting things that take place, like I just saw some past clients of mine that had a premature baby. So I was like, shoot, I'm going to send them a note and a little Uber Eats gift card so that they don't have to make a meal, because when you get a new baby, whether premature or not, you're not going to be wanting to cook a lot. So just something that I saw online, I'm going to send that out. And now, hey, that was nice. That guy did that. We're not even best friends with him. He just helped us with our house like 8 years ago or something, So create lists in Facebook. It'll do you a service to follow up. It's a hassle to go through everyone and create categories for which group they ought to be in, but it pays off in dividends when you quickly scan and you can see what's going on. That way there's purpose to your Facebook time. You're not going on there, and I don't think you can make lists in Instagram, but it allows you to get in, be effective with your time, and move on. Final note on sphere of influence conversation is to throw your own birthday party. One of the agents mentioned that when he was young in the business, he didn't have a lot of money, and he was trying to come up with ideas like we've been discussing this morning on how to get a group of people out. He didn't really have the funds to rent out a whole venue or to throw a wild party, but he was like, shoot, everybody's got a birthday party, and most places are happy to accommodate because they know you're going to bring in a crowd if you're throwing a party, so they won't charge you a venue fee like you would if you were just to say, I'm going to do something for my business. Oftentimes they'll even give you a few drinks for free. And then as far as the attendees go, over invite, bring everybody you might want to come in, tell them, it's going to be at a brewery or some large venue, and you can have kind of your own space catered off. And because it's your birthday party, this is a kind of another cheaper way to get away with it. People aren't expecting you to buy them a bunch of drinks when it's your party. If anything, they might want to buy you a drink. So he said it was a fantastic way to create a large audience, an event that he threw himself, but actually wasn't really responsible for funding himself. So if nothing else, you can do that and have a good time once a year. That's it for our recap this morning. I hope that some of this was helpful, will help you in your business. I hope you can implement it quickly. Find something you like and don't just write it down as a good idea. Put it into your business right away. See if you can get it real and happening by next week or next month, but not next quarter or next year. Okay. And of course, if you'd like an invite to attend the Mastermind in person yourself, just let me know. Send me a DM and I'm happy to hook you up. Talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you found it valuable and that there's something in there that you can implement into your business today. If you'd like more information, I'd love to be a resource for you. I'd also love to connect you with the Mastermind directly if you'd rather see that instead of catching my recaps. And if you're interested in joining the Fast Forward Network, DM me here and I'll hook you up. Talk to you soon.